video, I'm going to talk about what you can do to your LLY Duramax. First thing I'm going to talk about is what you really should do to your LLY Duramax if you have one, because you know, there are differences between, there's LB7, LLY, and LBZ. They're all the same body style, but they all have different engines. If you don't know the differences yet, make sure to go check out TruckMaster's video. He had an amazing video where he talks about differences between all the engines. So LB7, LLY, LBZ, LML, just all the Duramaxes. It's like 30 minutes long, but it is very educational and informative, so make sure to go check it out. But basically, if you guys don't know already, I have an LLY Duramax, and I'm gonna pop the hood whenever I get home, and I'm gonna show you guys what I've done and what I think you should do. But I mean, I get questions all the time from people asking me, hey, how do you get that turbo spool? Like, why does your truck like whistle so much? And I'm gonna give you guys how and what I did to achieve that. And if you're wondering why I have a balloon in the back, it's because I just came back from Caleb's birthday and I took a red balloon just for tits and giggles. But let me just show you guys my exhaust sound. So I'm gonna go over what I did to achieve that sound. My first truck, I never got to doing an exhaust. I was gonna go with like Flowmaster 40 series. Holy balls! I was gonna go with Flowmaster 40 series. I never got around to it. So, you know, the first thing I did to this truck was exhaust. I straight piped it. But I mean, it doesn't just end at straight pipe. You know, you gotta do a lot more stuff to the engine under the hood to achieve this sound. And mainly, I mean, I'm not really looking to like get like, oh, 1,000 horsepower on my Duramax. Most of the mods that I've done are really there to make sure that my engine's gonna last longer. And also, there's a little bit of like performance gains, obviously, but mainly I did it for reliability. Eventually, I'm gonna start doing like downpipe and other stuff for performance. I just lost my balloon. It flew out. Damn it! All right, so we've got about 30 minutes of daylight left. That's plenty of time to go over my engine because I haven't really done that much. But before I go over everything with my truck, I actually picked out a winner for the giveaway. So the winner is one fat LLY. I don't know if it's gonna get his. There you go. Let's see if it focuses. Yep. He's the winner. So if you guys wanna give him a follow, give him a follow. He has a pretty sick LLY. I didn't actually like choose his because he has an LLY. I just chose him and he just happened to have an LLY. So that was pretty cool. And I would love to see him install this on his truck. And I'll probably like, so let's see, it says Brandon. So Brandon, if you're watching this, I'm probably gonna send you a message Monday, and I'm probably gonna follow your page back because it's a pretty sick truck. But I'm just not gonna do anything yet because I don't wanna ruin the surprise. So I'll follow you and I'll message you after I post this video on Monday, which is tomorrow. But the first things first is, if you want to increase the sound of your turbo, first thing you're gonna wanna do is honestly just straight pipe it. Like when I got my truck, everything was stuck, like bone stuck. All I did was I straight piped it and you could hear the turbo spool. Or the turbo, you can hear the turbo. It really opens up the turbo. You can definitely hear that turbo whistle. Because I mean, when I first got it, I was like stepping on it and I could hear that turbo a little bit before I straight piped it. And like it got me all excited, all giggly. I was like, oh, it's a turbo diesel. I can hear the turbo. And it wasn't until I straight piped it that I could really hear it. And not only did it like just wake up the turbo whistle, but it honestly just made the truck a lot louder. It had like the deeper roar, and it just, like, the straight piping a diesel truck really wakes it up. Because like you know, with like gas trucks, you do need like back pressure, but with turbo diesel, back pressure is not required. So a lot of people do ask, hey, should I go with 4-inch, 5-inch? Because, you know, I'm worried about the back pressure. It doesn't really matter with like turbo diesels. But let's go get started. Let's go look under the hood and let's see what all I've done and what I would recommend. The first thing I did was I actually did a cold air intake first. This is the SMB cold air intake. And then the second thing I did was I replaced the turbo mouthpiece right there. Also went with SMB so it would match. This right here is a stock mouthpiece. So I actually made a video, refer back to the video where it's like 6-7 videos before this one. So I did compare this one with the SMB turbo inlet, and it's just the SMB turbo inlet really opens it up because this one is really restrictive. So that's the box for all my stock parts. Yeah, so next thing, so you really want to do the turbo inlet for LLY Duramax, because LLYs are, I would say, known for having like overheating issues. So if you just replace the turbo mouthpiece, I wouldn't say it prevents it, but it kind of helps reduce overheating issues that people face with LLYs. And once you replace the turbo mouthpiece, I would highly recommend doing the PCV reroute, which I'll show you in a second. The reason why I would recommend going with the aftermarket turbo mouthpiece is because it just creates more airflow to your turbo, and you get quicker spool, quicker throttle response. And I've actually noticed a little bit of like MPG and power. Like my MPG did go up, and my truck was definitely like pulling harder too. So so far, intake, turbo mouthpiece, and then the PCV reroute, and then Egr Blocker Plate. So I went with the blocker plate for now. And the reason why I went with the blocker plate is because it was like 15 bucks. I will eventually do a full Egr delete, but you know, for right now I am working on like a little bit of a budget, so I didn't want to spend almost $400, like $500 including labor, just to do a full delete kit when I could just kind of block it for now. And I just really just wanted to test out the tune. So yeah, that was my main reason. And you know, so far it's been great. Of course, I would eventually want to go with the full Egr delete. And the next thing I did was I went with the EFI Live tuned by PPEI. You know, PPEI, if you guys didn't know already, Corey Willis is the guy that tunes for PPEI. I could have gone with Idaho Rob, but I don't know. I was just talking to Dalton. You know, TruckMaster and Street Speed, they both have EFI Live tuned by Idaho Rob. I'm closer friends with Dalton, and he actually knows a few people who work for PPEI. So I figured, let me just go with PPEI, because if I ever, you know, have any questions or if I ever have any issues, Dalton could probably contact them and maybe help me out. I am completely satisfied. Like, I don't know if you saw already, but with the stock optimized tune, I was getting 17 miles per gallon going up to Virginia, and I was going about 70 the whole time, which I was pretty impressed, because I mean, I'm running 37s on my truck, and I was getting like 13 and a half, 14 before. So from going from 13 and a half to 17, that's a pretty significant increase, I would say. And a lot of people have told me that once they change the tune to, like, I don't know, like the 60 horse, like level 2 or 3, or even 4, people are telling me that their MPG actually went up. So I'm planning on doing that. And I was actually just gonna get an edge screen, but I think I'm just gonna go with the DSP5 switch, because it's like 20 bucks. And so like right now I don't have to, if I just go with the switch, I don't have to spend like $400 for a screen. So I just don't really see the need to spend $400 on a screen to change the tune when I could just spend about 30 bucks and just get a little switch. So I think I'm gonna go do that, and I am about to hit 10,000 subscribers. So I thank every one of you guys, and 10,000 is gonna be awesome because, well, Dalton's gonna come up and we're gonna collaborate. So that's gonna be a lot more fun content for you guys, and I'm gonna ask Dalton if he can help me install the DSP5 switch because I personally don't want to do it. Alright, so I kind of forget the exact price. I'm just gonna give you guys like a ballpark price of how much I spent on everything that I just talked about. So, first things first, the intake. SMB turbo intake, SMB cold air intake. I do believe it was around 350 bucks. So 350 for the intake, and I installed it myself, so no labor charge there. And so, actually everything that I did under the hood, I didn't pay anybody. So no labor costs for that. And they're all relatively easy. So if I can do it, you can do it. And I mean, TruckMaster, he's a good friend of mine, but honestly, like everything I do, I watch all of his tutorial videos. So make sure to check him out. Check out the crew, TruckMaster, Bertrand, and BackRoadDiesel. You know, they're all my buddies, and just check out the crew. So yeah. So if you guys ever have any like difficulties with your Duramax engine, like even just as simple as like oil change, you know, TruckMaster has videos for that. So alright, so SB turbo mouthpiece was about $200. So that's about $550 right there. And the Egr Blocker Plate, 15 bucks. And then what else? The PCV reroute, I went to Home Depot and got all the stuff that I needed for, I think about 20 bucks. And it's really funny because all my friends were like making fun of me. They're like, oh, you went to Home Depot and, you know, to modify your engine? I was like, yeah. So yeah, 15 bucks from Home Depot for the PCV reroute. Turbo mouthpiece, $200. And then what else? Blocker plate. That's honestly it. And then I went with the tune, which was about $750. I highly recommend those mods for the LLY Duramax. So that is like your basic modifications that you can do to your LLY Duramax, or really any Duramax, but you know, turbo mouthpiece and all that is specifically for LLY. EGR blocker plate, you wouldn't need that for LB7 because LB7s don't have EGR. Everything I've done there is to make it just really more efficient. I will eventually do downpipe and just other performance mods, I would say. That's not going to be for a while, I don't think. Mainly because I want to rebuild the front end first. I definitely want to get new idler pitman arm and steering gearbox before I do really anything else. So, but I will do a 3-inch downpipe and maybe up pipe, and I don't even know because there's just so much. And I told Dalton to make a video on, you know, his LLY and what all he's done to his engine, because that is like child's play compared to what all he's done. And I mean, like I said, Dalton's build, he did it correctly. He did it properly. Like his build is just right. And mine is just really basic compared to his, but you know, I've only had my truck for about a year now. So, so within a year, I feel like I've done a lot. But yeah, if you have an LLY, I highly recommend doing these mods first. These are like your supporting mods. Yeah, so including the exhaust, I've spent, including the exhaust was about $500. So including the exhaust, I've spent about $2,000 modifying the engine. And I highly recommend it. You know, I love driving my truck. You know, I do talk about selling my truck and getting a newer Denali HD. You know, ultimately I do want to get a 2011 or 2012 Denali HD, but just every time I get in my truck, I just love the way it sounds, and I don't think I'll ever be able to let go, because I'm definitely gonna miss it, because I just really love how loud it is right now. You know, you really can't get enough of that turbo spool, the turbo whistle. And so eventually I'm gonna get a new truck, but if I do get a new truck, I'm definitely still gonna keep that one. I think I'm gonna keep that one forever. I mean, just look at her. Just look at her.
Would you look at this?
She's gorgeous. I don't think I'm gonna be able to sell her, ever. I hope I didn't forget anything, but that's really it for today's video. If you guys enjoyed it, please give it a big thumbs up. And let's see, I'm definitely gonna do another giveaway soon, so make sure to hit that subscribe button. I am about to hit 10,000. I might actually be at 10,000 by the time I post this video. But like I said, as soon as I hit 10,000, Dalton's gonna start packing his bags and he's gonna come up and we're gonna collaborate. We're gonna come up with some awesome content for you guys. Make sure to subscribe to his channel if you haven't already, and check out the crew, Bertrand 850, TruckMaster, and BackRoadDiesel. Make sure to subscribe to all of us, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.